Today is 1113 day that I'm here to share lessons I learned. I'm learning. I hope to support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about pursuing goal, pursuing a vision, pursuing something meaningful from two lenses, from two perspectives. One is from hate, one is from love. One is from avoidance, one is pursuing. Because there's two types of people, and some people fall into that hate and avoidance part, and other people who are pursuing and with love. So there's a massive difference. And today I will share like 7 aspects of where we can really find ourselves in one way or another. Because I think that a lot of times in different areas, we execute on different levels. Because every single person have different kind of hate or love and hate relationship. And in one area, one person is amazing and great, and they love it. Another area, they are pretty bad, and it might be they hate. So number 1 is motivation. Motivation. So some people are motivated based on pain. They say, I could never live this way anymore. And they think about, okay, if my life will stay where it is, I will have massive regret. So they always think about the future from the pain perspective, from the fear perspective of fear of missing out, fear of not achieving their purpose, fear of something. While other part, people who look into love, I want to really pursue that meaningful goal because I want to have fulfillment, joy, passion, obsession, bliss. So that means that people who pursue from love and passion and a vision, it seems that they live much joyful life because they're pursuing from joy. So they love what they do. While people who really pursue things based on the fear of underachievement, based on the fear of taking action based on under their potential, it might be that they constantly feel that fear. Well, people who feel that they pursue something meaningful, they could potentially feel constantly well about themselves. They constantly have that inner peace. And it might be that when you ask yourself, do you pursue based on my vision of love and joy, or do you pursue from the fear of missing out? Both of those are very powerful. Just the only difference is that the people who pursue from love, a lot of times they live and have that journey much more joyful. Second thing that we need to look into those differences is resilience and problem solving. So the people who really look into like more of the hate, avoidance, they a lot of times avoid things. And that's why you're not able to solve problems. If you avoid things, how are you supposed to solve problems? You're able to really pursue problems only when you go straight into that. So when a person has a love and has that passion towards that goal, that means that there's no problems. There's only hiccups, small hiccups towards that goal. And that's why they have much more resilience. Well, people who execute from hate and pain and avoidance, it's very hard to have resilience because you constantly have that fear, constantly have that disappointment. So when you lacking resilience, again, you are able to ask, am I executing from love and passion, or I am executing from fear? Next one that we need to really look into is skill development. And people who are executing based on fear, a lot of times they don't develop skill very well. Because people who avoid the things that it's uncomfortable. And if you avoid the things that's uncomfortable, how are you supposed to develop skill sets? When you start developing the skill set, you always will feel uncomfortable because you suck at the beginning. You're not able to be great without being sucky. Because I love the journey. Sometimes you suck a lot, you suck less, you barely suck, you average, then you good, and then you great, and then you excellent. But if you're not able to become great and excellent, not going through the sucky. But people who execute from avoidance and pain, a lot of times they just do not able to really focus on really the things that they are not that good. They always want to be great right away. But people who really pursue from love, they know that, okay, so this is, I need to develop this skill set and I will enjoy this process no matter what. So when you enjoy that, I mean, you have that humble mindset that I will enjoy process no matter what, it's so much easier to really achieve and build that skill set and mastery. Number 4 that I want to mention is innovation and creative thinking. People who execute of hate and avoidance, they don't want to innovate because they are very risk averse. They don't want to take risk. They want to know exactly everything. They want to have 100% control. And we understand that you're not able to be 100% control. So that means that they pursue something that's impossible to pursue. And that's why people who pursue from hate and the pain and the avoidance, they don't innovate. They don't create a lot of things. People who are creative are like Steve Jobs, who was, everyone who knows Steve Jobs and speaks about it, he was very, very, very passionate person. He was in love in what he does. And that's why he was so creative, because he constantly thinking, okay, I love what they do, but I want to make it even better. I want to make it stronger, faster. And that allowed him to create new ideas. And when you execute from love, it's so much easier to be creative. Number 5, I want to mention that sustainability of success. So executing from hate and avoidance and pain a lot of times makes you short-term achievements, short-term goals, because you run away from that pain and you want to achieve that goal as soon as possible. But when you execute from other side, when you execute from love, you don't pursue that very short term. You'll pursue long-term success because the journey, the process is enjoyable. So it means that you can last long time pursuing that vision because you're enjoying the process towards it. Sometimes maybe you don't enjoy as much, but you still, and you're coming from the love of that future, you know that future is so meaningful, so worthy, that you are going through the challenges much easier than a person who is executing from pain. Because if you hate what you do, it's so hard to really keep doing for long term. That's why only short-term goals that are achieved. But if there are some challenges, people who hate their journey, they'll most likely quit. Number 6 is that risk, regret, or life of satisfaction. So it means people who hate and they have a pain and avoidance, because they avoid, they create so much regret in their life. Because avoidance is one thing that there's so many avoidance it could be in relationships. You can avoid difficult conversations that could lead in regret. Everywhere it could be avoidance always leads to regret. But when looking to people who really execute from love, they always move towards everything, because I know that will help them achieve. And when you really move into everything in your life, no matter what's going on, what happens is that you have that life satisfaction. You feel fulfilled, content, joyful, blissful. So always we need to learn how to execute from love and not from hate. Because the biggest thing is that we do not nurture what we hate, and we nurture what we love. And that's why I said that when you hate somebody, even yourself, it might be that you hate some parts of yourself. And because you hate some parts of yourself, you never nurture that. I think it's the biggest part that people who are very weak in some areas, they never get any better because they hate those parts about themselves. And you're not able to nurture them. And that, of course, that creates potentially, in the long run, a big regret because you never developed the things that you needed. The last one that I want to mention is number 7 is real social impact and influence. People who execute from hate, they're not able to influence as much. But people who execute from love, you can tell how enthusiastic they are, sometimes even bottle enthusiasm. They don't need to shout, but they can feel from them that's coming from, they radiate that passion, obsession, the desire to make things better, the desire to make a difference, the desire to make an impact. There are so many things that you can tell from a person who executes out of love. Now, you can tell that someone is executing from hate as well. But when someone is executing from hate, you don't want to follow. You're not aspired to be that person. And that's why we need to understand that social impact, people who really achieve great things in life, meaningful things, always execute from love. Now, it might be that they love wrong things, and that's how they build some following as well. But when you execute on love on the good things, that could be the great things coming. And I think that in relationships as well, social impact, we need to understand that we always need to find what do we love and how it could really work towards that. Because there's both of them, love and hate, almost identical powers. Just when we actually look into positive power is helping us. When we're using negative power, sometimes is stopping us and sabotaging to really achieve our success. And hate brings short-term results, love brings long-term results. And of course, that's why we always need to ask, okay, how it could bring more love, more joy, more bliss, more passion, more obsession into my life. And like how we change that. Because we're not able to like how to reduce hate, how to remove hate. We're not able to remove hate. We're able to transition from hate to love. We're able to choose that to make that transition. Because we always have that love and hate relationship, and we always make sure that we transition out of hate as much as we can. Because I think that every single person don't like things, and that we want to avoid things. But the more we're able to really say that even though that I don't like it, I even hate that, but I'm able to really make the transition, say that this thing that I avoid, this thing that is might painful, this thing that I hate might lead to the things that I love. And when you have that, the mindset that the things that you avoid leads to the things that you love, it's much, much easier sometimes to execute on the things that really moves the needle forward. Because that is the unfortunate part, that a lot of times the things that we hate is the things that we need to do to achieve greatness. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.